What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank, and today I want to talk about an idea. An idea that I haven't heard anybody else talk about. Nobody at all. Right? So I'm going to be the first one to talk about it. Well, I'm probably not the first one to talk about it, but I'm the first one I'm gonna hear talk about it, because I ain't never heard nobody talk about it. All right? But let's talk about, and this is involving school, right? Because right now, what's the big talk? Affirmative action and elite schools and this and that, and then it got me thinking, like, in this whole conversation, we keep talking about these elite schools, right? They're called elite schools, even though we know for hundreds of years most of these elite schools have been packed with non-elite rich people, right? Majority, right? Up to 30 to 40% non-elite rich people, right? Then you got non-intellectually elite, for the most part, athletes, right? Then you got the not so intellectual middle class, upper middle class, that's been subservient to the upper class, that's connected to the upper class, right? And their children, right? So you got all the politicians, you got all the big businessmen, right, who use schools like Harvard to put on resumes of their children through the family in order to get high-end Wall Street jobs and things like that. They keep it close and tight in the family, you know? So education's never been a qualifier to get into these schools. Is who you're connected to. This is old money. This is old money. It's that old capitalist money. It's that slave money. All right. These people are still in business. These families are still here. Slavery just ended, guys. Remember that. It just ended. It just ended. These families are still here. They're not gone. They didn't just disappear. They didn't just go poof. They didn't fade out. They didn't disappear. They didn't fizzle. They didn't decompose. They're still here. They still own the companies that we work for. They still own the schools that we go to. Their children own everything else. And the poor white people are still where the poor white people always been. Doing what the poor white people been doing. And the African Americans, us, and the Afro-Caribbeans, and everybody else who here is still doing the same stuff we've been doing. Working like slaves, right? With just enough money, we get paid what? Just enough money so we can take our ass back to work. Some of us barely. Can't even afford to actually go to work. Most of us work like slaves for the man. That's what we do here in America. That's how the society works. That's how capitalism works, right? But that's not what I really want to talk about. What I want to talk about, this inherently elite thing, right? Elite. Who decides what's elite? Who decides what's elite? And you know what? Elite is something that's valued, right? For inner circles of power, right? But the thing is, does that really make them elite? We all know that African Americans are intelligent. We know that the stereotype is that we're not, but everybody knows we're geniuses. Despite what they say, we invent everything. Yet we still don't get the credit for it, even though the knowledge is out there. This is the age of information. The whole world has access to information to understand through the worst atrocities any group of people could ever possibly been through, and still being systematically oppressed. We still end up being the most influential and still the most intelligent, who invented most of these things that we take for granted today, that we utilize, that makes our lives better. So if anybody knows what elite is, we know what elite is, right? So why can't we make our own elite schools? Elementary school, grade school, middle school, high schools, universities, and colleges. Right now we have some HBCUs, but not all of those HBCUs are built by us, with curriculums made by us. In the age of information, we should be thinking about creating our own curriculum, our Afrocentric curriculum, our true curriculum. We should be thinking about that. And not only just our Afrocentric curriculum, but make sure it's correct curriculum in all the disciplines, all the sciences. We should be thinking about that. We got all the professors, don't we? We got all the professors. We got all the teachers. We have all the knowledge. We have that. We can package that up and sell it. Remember, we're the most influential. We can just do it. We don't need anybody's permission to do it. We can do that. Right? Create our own curriculum. And we can do it here. But you know what? It's expensive here. And that's the truth. Very expensive. And if you're under the Europeans' institution, you're never going to be able to truly do what you want to do, really, truly. Honestly. So it's going to take sacrifice. You got to go somewhere else. But we have a whole continent. We have an actual whole continent. We have access to a whole continent. The last bastion of free and, well, not free, but fresh, clean land. We have access to land. Thousands and thousands and thousands of miles of land. We can literally just go buy our own land and build our own universities, our own elite universities, our own elite private university, public university, however you want to do it. We can literally do it. We can create the curriculum, right? There's plenty of students over there, right? And if you think I'm talking about leaving out our students here, no. Europeans got transfer programs. Wouldn't it be nice to get your students out of the system of America and go to foreign lands and go to school? Why not? Why can't we do it? Why can't we go over there and build an elementary school, a middle school, a high school, a junior college, and a college and elite universities, a grad school? We got the teachers, right? Think about it. We know teachers don't get paid and appreciated here. They got to worry about what over here? They got to fight the students because the law doesn't allow you to actually teach and discipline children. That's why teachers can't just focus on teaching and loving the students, because they got to worry about a bunch of ruly students that are being trained by the government. They can do whatever they want. There's no accountability, right? So if you're a passionate teacher, why not go somewhere where there's a whole bunch of other black people who care about education and rules, regulations, respect for elders, respect for grown folk, respect for everything, respect for education, respect for you. You wouldn't have to worry about having to fighting anybody over there. You wouldn't have to worry about that. You'll be respected. You ain't got to go to China and be disrespected. You ain't got to go to Pakistan and be disrespected. You ain't got to go to Europe and be disrespected by them students over there, and be blackballed throughout all the corporations because you're a black teacher. You got a whole continent with the biggest population in the world, youngest population in the world. Plenty of eager students that would love to go to school, love to have a teacher. And would absolutely love to have an African-American teacher go over there and teach them and talk to them in English and tell them about America and their experiences and ask you all sorts of questions and want to take pictures with you and want to take you to go see their parents, and parents will want to come up and thank you and pray for you that you're here teaching their children. The neighborhoods will come out and appreciate you, and you'll be honored throughout the community simply because you're a teacher, where you get the respect that you deserve. You can do that. Huh? We can create things like that. And the cost of living is cheap out there, dude. Everybody got to be rich. Everybody got to have that Instagram baller life. But if you go over there and you just build yourself, you build yourself a nice house, buy yourself a great piece of land, build yourself a house on it, get everything set up, and teach. Hell, can't we make temporary facilities and build our own little towns for the teachers who will be teaching at any university or school that we have? We can do that. We can have housing. We can have our own base. They got Chinatowns, don't they? Why can't we have African-American town, educational town, or whatever? We can do whatever. We can be creative because they would allow us to do things because we'll be benefiting the community. You see, if you're benefiting the community, they'll allow you to do that. All right? And then what you do is you don't shut out the local teachers. You take those teachers, the local teachers in those communities, and integrate them into the system. We can have all the teachers working together. That way we have cooperation between African teachers and African American teachers, right? Double staffed up. Everybody pay equal, right? And we would be paying, and we can pay in American standards. Why not? So that we can afford to do that, right? We can afford to do that. We can pay in American standards. And then when the locals work for us, they'll be getting paid in American standards. And that means that the standards that we would be paying, we'd be like, it's one of the top sought after jobs in whatever countries that we be operating in. That means we'll get the top teachers. We can be competitive with the quality of teachers we get. Invent the educators. And have a quota where we have 50-50 participation, 50% African diaspora staff, and 50% whatever country you operate in the staff. Keep it fair, right down the middle, and have it integrated. Creating relationships, building networks through education, something we already got to sell. We have that. We can do that. That's something we can do, right? And then talk about financing. Hey, there's enough money out there. You can have whatever school or institution have a sister corporation, a sister business, right? That develops the area in, maybe in agriculture or whatever it is that's in the area that's conducive to making money, whether it be producing a product or whatever. Do the business, and then when the business profits will be going towards funding the institution or going towards funding the institution. Or whatever. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm just saying it's something that can be done. That's something that we can actually do. Right? Like, think about it. With all the effort Dr. Umar doing, if he did it in Africa, it'd have been done already. Why he's sitting here trying to do and build all that under this system, right? And struggling and it's taking forever to do that. He could have had a nice school over there already. And he could have been transferred the same amount of, and did the same thing I'm thinking about, student transfer programs and had the kids over there in a different environment, learning to be African, learning to be around Africans and appreciating culture and getting some of that culture back, even if they're there just for school and coming back. That'd be something we can create. Why not? They do it. Why can't we do it? Right? If you're a Republican, you'd say that what can we do in America that nobody else can do in America? Well, that's something we can do in America. We can do that. I'm pretty sure we can do that. And we can fund it. We can find ways to fund it. We can put pressure on all these so-called woke athletes and entertainers. We can just have a bomb-ass marketing campaign. We would just have to be confident that we have enough, conviction to convince the masses that this is something positive that we have in the black community that we want to fund, that connects everybody. It'd be one of the most pan-African things you can do. And I'm pretty sure governments would get behind that and want to fund that, even within the African countries that you would be sponsoring and doing these things with. And I guarantee you some greedy politicians here in America would love to be connected to something like that. You got the black vote. If you want the black vote, guess what? You gonna support that? That's what you're gonna do. And then we can use that as leverage here. Like, if you don't support this, you ain't got the black vote. Politicians and business people will all be we take all their goddamn money. Of course, because they will want to pander. They will want to pander to our vote. So they will support it. Just like they got to pretend like they're supporting the LGBTQ community. You think they really can? Do you think that all those politicians really are down for it? No. They have to do it. Because if they don't, they won't get the money. They won't get the prestige. They won't get the votes. That's the kind of stuff you do. That's how you take power. And then we can have our elite universities where everybody will be begging to come, and we can set the curriculum, and with the local, obviously in conjunction together, we would set the curriculum as Africans on what we consider elite and have our tests, and we ain't got to worry about discrimination. We ain't got to worry about none of that, because we don't have to deal with that portion of the system, because it will be our own system that we create, right? It'll be about our own system that we create, where we can have dignity and pride, where teachers can get paid, well, and have a great life outside of it, and be appreciated for the position of an educator, which should be honored. Educators should be one of the highest paid jobs in the world. We can be those ones to elevate that if we wanted to. And then we can also take our expertise in running school systems, right? That we have, we know it. We know how to run school systems. We can take that, merge that with some of the systems that they have over there and make a more effective system, right? We can show the government, hey, this is how, this is how you're supposed to pay us when it's time to pay us if the government is sponsoring or paying for any portion of the education programs that we will be having, right? We know how to hold people accountable, honest lady. We got plenty of black ladies that can go over there and connect with our African ladies over there and show them how we do it over here. When we got to deal with them folks, right? Because them folks are just like them folks over there. And we know how to do it. When we connect with our brothers and sisters over there, we can make stuff straight. We can hold people accountable. It's the age of information and accountability. Or we just bring a little bit of highlight in our influence. And I bet you we can turn things around. We can have the most elite universities in the world once again. Unstifled by racism from all these other groups who want to pander to whiteness and white people who are too ignorant to realize that everybody's equal for real. Just live your life and stop tripping. And then everybody in the world be trying to come to our black universities. It'd be some real HBCUs then, wouldn't it? Huh? Back to those glory days we always like to talk about. Then everybody from around the world gonna want to come from other countries. And then we'll show them what equality looks like. Because like we always do, we always invite them to the cookout, but this time we're gonna demand respect. And if you don't give that respect, you gotta go. Just like that. But I'm just saying, I would have to be rich to do something like that. But for all you rich people out there who love education and really about that life, why don't you go do that? You can rescue some of these boys over here before they make mistakes and they can't even lead a country. Huh? Take them over there to an environment, show them there's a better way. Show them that, hey, there's opportunity somewhere else in different markets. No excuses for racism. No excuses for the system holding you down. It's all you then. Then you gotta see who you really are. They will be forced to be men. Something we need to get back to. Right? Go on an adventure. That's what we men are supposed to do. Right? Let's go get back what they took from us. That will solve everything right there. I'm just saying that's a great idea. So yeah. That's my idea. And, hey, somebody run with that. If y'all, hey, take it. But if I ever get rich, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it started. Shit, I already can get the land. I can get everything. I can do it. I just need the money and time. Because look, I gotta work. Shit, I got bills to pay. I don't know about y'all, man, but I still do live in reality. But I'm saying rich folks who got the time and money, they can go do it. And whenever I get rich, hopefully, it happens. I made some great choices in my life, so we'll see how long it takes. But before I leave this earth, if I do ever get blessed to break myself from the capitalist system and the 9 to 5, best believe that's my mission. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm doing that. So I'm gonna do that's it. But anyway, anybody, if y'all think that's a good idea, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. If you got any better ideas or how that can be implemented in any other industry, because I think we can actually do that. We can actually duplicate that in any industry we want it if we take it seriously, right? As long as it has to be transparency for the corporations that's being funded by the public, obviously, and everybody should be getting some sort of proportional shares, right? Which I think will be handled by a responsible bank that do stuff like that. Because look, people do this. We can just do it. We can go up to a bank, man. Money is money. When this capitalist system, the liberals, the corporate system, money talks, bullshit walks. So we can put the money together. It's gonna happen. That's how it works in the real world. That's chess. I'm playing. Everybody else on here talking about playing checkers and stuff. You mad because you broke my crayon. You broke my crayon. I'm gonna break your number 2 pencil. And hissy fitting about stuff that don't even matter. In the real battle, y'all playing games. There's a war out here. It's an economic war. It's a war for education, for the liberation of our minds, right? The only way to liberate our minds is to take control of our education. If we're going to take control of our education, we got to relocate to a place to where we can do that unstifled by the people that deem to keep us stupid. All right? And you just got to put it together. It's only common sense. It's strategy. Okay? But anyway, that's all I got to say for you guys. Tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section. Just Afro Think Tank, learn something, cheat something. I'm out.